Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to me on this, Thursday night, Friday, whatever you want to call it. I've been getting lots of questions lately about resealed, about tampering, about products that people have purchased, and let's face it, I mean, things are still crazy. Things are tough to find. We're looking all over the place, kind of scouring the internet, trying to find some packs to open, or trying to find some packs for our kids, or trying to find some packs for our friends, because they're very hard to come by. So you're looking for literally the best deal that you possibly can find on some Pokemon product. And unfortunately, when you give people an opportunity, sometimes certain people like to take advantage of those situations. So I know we've talked before a lot about the whole idea behind using Pokemon as an outlet to gain a monetary amount of funding, whether it be a secondary side hustle or job or whatever you want to call it, or something that you're doing to kind of help out your collection. And we've talked before about ripping through bulk, and we've talked before about kind of scouring the internet to see what's available that you can go and turn on TCG Player or something like that. Those, in my mind, are good ideas, good ways to go and make a little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra income, and really kind of grow your brand or your business. This is what a lot of TCG shops do, a lot of what hobby shops do. You know, they have people that come in, they sell their collection, or they go out, they look around, they look online to find deals. There's storefronts that literally have buyers that just kind of sit online all day to buy for their storefront, so that way they can turn those products on Amazon or inside their store or whatever the case may be. On the complete other end of the spectrum, there are people who take advantage of this market by resealing or tampering with booster packs, booster boxes, whatever the case may be. And I've gotten a lot of questions that have come and surfaced lately, specifically involving modern product. And I want to kind of go through some things right now, mostly just the last 3 sets, because Pokemon's quality control has really been kind of a letdown. And we've seen that with card quality lately. I know PSA is running through their own issues right now, where they're not really taking new gradings, new submissions in right now. But still, the quality that we've gotten during print runs has just been atrocious compared to what you've seen in the past from some really, really strong sets. It seems like Burning Shadows, for example, was a really, really bad produced set, where there was just so many issues with the print lines, and where things were being cut. Just a bunch of lightly played cards coming straight out of booster packs, and it kind of seems like that's the same case with Shining Fates and even Battle Styles, where there's kind of silvering on a lot of the edges and whitening on some of the edges, and it just hasn't been great quality. But it's not just that, it's the packs themselves as well that look fishy. It's the booster boxes themselves that look fishy. So I want to give some advice to you guys first before we kind of break into things, and before we get everything started. We did go ahead and upload Shining Fates premium collections on the website earlier today. I am going to have a promo code available for you guys later on in the video, but those are priced right now at $189.99 for a set of 2, so it would be 1 Dragapult and 1 Crobat VMAX box. Those would ship together in a bundle. There is going to be a promo code that's going to take $100 off of that to bring it down to $89.99. The reason for that $5 extra is kind of help out with the shipping a little bit, just because we offer free shipping after $75 on the website. So this kind of helps give $10 to that shipping cost, which is probably going to end up costing a little bit more than $10 because these are kind of bulky. So pay attention for that. That's going to come later in the video. But first of all, I do want to talk about some advice that I want to give you guys. Just first and foremost, make sure you're buying from somebody that you trust. Make sure you're buying from somebody who, whether it be a storefront or whether it be a seller you've purchased from before that you have a good relationship with. A lot of times when you go on eBay or when you go on Amazon or you go on Facebook Marketplace, a lot of these people that are out there, there's a lot of good ones, but there's also some that are kind of just trying to make a quick buck, and they're flipping things really easily, whether it be shady products or something maybe that they resealed themselves. Keep to storefronts, keep to verified sellers, keep to people that you trust. Storefronts, believe it or not, want you to pull really well. When we sell stuff on the Coliseum, for example, I want you guys to have epic pulls. I want you guys to pull that alternate art Tyranitar. I want you to pull whatever your chase card is, those VMAX Charizards, those Rainbow Charizards, because then that adds value to what you ordered from us. And that value is going to keep you coming back and continue to order things. So keep that in mind. Storefronts are going to want you to have good pulls. So if you get something from a verified company or some place that you trust, like a Troll and Toad or like a Dave and Adam's Card World or like another big online retailer out there, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. A lot of modern stuff, believe it or not, is not going to be worth the time to kind of reseal, because the stuff that you pull out of it isn't going to be worth enough to take up that time. The stuff that you see out there, I know PokeRev recently did a video about base set boxes and replicas that were going out there, and people buying $18,000, $20,000 boxes that were fake, and they were noticeably fake just by looking at the pictures. The coloring was way off. But a lot of times, if you're somebody who really, really loves vintage and you're looking around at vintage product, that's kind of the main area that you really want to be careful. It's really important to make sure that you're asking for money back guarantees in case down the road you do decide you want to open it. You want to have at least a receipt as well, something that you know you can go ahead and turn around if something were to happen to that box, or something did happen to that box, that you can prove your proof of purchase and you can go back and get your money back if there was something wrong with it. But a lot of times it's going to be more of those vintage sets that are going to be tampered with, just because the cost of them is so substantial right now. The profit margins are so huge right now that somebody can make on those boxes. It's more than likely, greed kind of takes over, unfortunately, with some people. So stick to people that you trust. And if you're somebody who's looking out for modern, there are certain things that you want to be wary about, but at the same time, Pokemon does need to do a better job of making sure that they are producing good quality product. So that way, when a naked eye goes and looks at these products, they feel confident that these aren't being tampered with. Because right now, the products that are coming out of factory sealed cases are kind of sus. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, sometimes I get stuff and I'm like, how is this a factory sealed case? Like, this looks terrible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open up some product. And the product that we're going to open, we're not going to open up the packs, but we are going to look at the packs. So this is just the Shining Fates Elite Trainer box. I did do a video about this kind of same subject in the past. I'm going to be switching back and forth between screens, so bear with me here. But I did do a video before on the past regarding Champion's Path. There's been a lot of issues with evolutions as well. Sometimes the packs they don't look great, and there's some things that you really want to look for when it comes to resealed packs, but a lot of it is really just quality control issues that Pokemon is having. So here, we're just going to pull out the 10 packs from the Shining Fates Elite Trainer box here, and we're going to kind of go over them. For the most part, Shining Fates hasn't looked too bad. So this one right here, you can look right up at the crease here. This one looks totally fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's smooth across the entire way. But right after it, you have this glue mark. I mean, this is right out of this came out of a factory sealed case. This is right from distribution. Right after it, the next one after it, looks like there's glue at the top of it. Now, the good thing about Shining Fates is that look at how terrible that is on the back side. And it feels like, obviously, you can't feel it. Here, guys, touch. You can't feel it, but it feels like it's glue. It feels harder on the crimp there, and that's just, that's weird. This one, again, looks fine, but then you have this one right after it where you can tell the glue is pressing on the top. There's another one that's fine, but then the next one, glue pressing on the top. That one's fine, glue. That one's fine, glue. So every second one, you can tell there's just glue coming right out at the top, and you can see on the back end, it just looks terrible. The good thing is, the rest of the crimp is fine. There's nothing else wrong with it. These open like butter, which I guess is a little weird. Some packs are a little bit more difficult to open. These open really easily, which also makes people a little bit cautious. But for the most part, if you see this glue at the top, chances are it's probably good. It's a modern set. You're probably in good shape. Just don't hesitate to ask the seller to verify things, and just be like, hey, I'm a little worried about this. If you really feel that it's necessary, obviously you may want to test your pulls first. With Shining Fates, your pull rates are really, really good. But one set that doesn't have great pull rates, and we can argue back and forth about why I think Battle Styles actually has decent pull rates, is Battle Styles. So we're going to go over a sealed case. So this is a factory sealed case that I have not opened yet. I guess I can make the screen bigger for you guys if I can find my mouse here. There we go. But this is just a factory sealed case of Battle Styles. This is how it comes. It comes 6 in a case. When you get it, you have this warning sticker, this stop sticker on the top if you've never opened a case before. It's got 6 booster boxes in it. So what we're going to do is we are just going to open this box up, and then we're going to open up one of the booster boxes inside and look at the packs. But one thing that a lot of people have been confused about is the seal, this plastic seal that comes around it. And Battle Styles was really bad, but this Pokemon seal right here, you can tell, it scrapes off. It just comes off really easily. And it's kind of frustrating because you're sitting here trying to open up a box and you take off the seal of it and this stuff just falls all over the place, this powder. And people can literally go, over time, I don't know if this is going to diminish the validity of the box or what, if somebody's holding on to this for investment purposes, but this is just going to wear away, and to me that just doesn't seem like it should. So once you pull out all the boxes, I'll just keep pulling these out of here, but you can tell just inside the box, you can see inside this sealed case here, there is just this powdery residue that goes all over the place in the box because during transit it's just falling apart. And again, this just scrapes off, and that seems super sus to a lot of people. A lot of people who don't know, haven't opened up as much Pokemon product in the past, or aren't getting them from distributors, are like, well, this is weird. So this stuff just comes off, very frustrating, especially when you're opening up boxes, because you get this white powdery stuff all over the place, and that's kind of frustrating. But then you go into the box itself, and we'll see, maybe these packs are better. I haven't had as many issues with Battle Styles. So these packs look fairly smooth to me, but you can tell again, I mean, you can't feel this one either, but you can see right here how it's a little bit lighter. This draws confusion to people, and it's in the same spot on every single pack. But let me just find an old pack here for you. So here's just a random Primal Clash pack here. If you just look at the crimp on the top, it's smooth across the entire thing. You can't really tell where it's glued on the seal or anything like that. I don't know what's being done differently at the wrapping department or whatever you would call it now at Pokemon, but these feel harder. It just looks weirder. It's different, and Battle Styles is something that draws a lot of red flags for people because you're only going to be getting 6, 7, 8 hits in a box. It's different than a lot of other boxes that people are used to opening, because Shining Fates, your pull rates are outstanding, and then before that the set that we had was Vivid Voltage, and while you only had 6, 7, 8 ultra rares in a box, you also had 4 amazing rares, 3 or 4 amazing rares that came in every single box, so it felt like you were getting 10, 11, 12 hits sometimes in boxes. With this one, they got rid of that extra rarity, and now all of a sudden you're really only getting 6, 7, 8 hits per box. And believe it or not, if you go back to something like Darkness Ablaze, that's kind of what you should be used to getting, is 6, 7, 8 hits per box. So that's Battle Styles, but this printing issue has been an issue for a while, and the first time I started noticing it was Darkness Ablaze. So we're going to go back to Vivid Voltage. So bear with me here. This is a sealed case, as you can see. A sealed case of, can you read that? Yep, Vivid Voltage right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open this one up, and we'll open up a box and see if there's issues in this one. So the good thing is, some of these haven't been too bad as far as that white powdery substance goes, but I remember opening up opening up some of these also when we first got them. Same issue where a lot of this, yeah, this box is bad too. A lot of this powder stuff just comes off right away. Let me get my ugly mug out of the way, but you can just see that scrapes off, and that's not the same as what it used to be with Pokemon booster boxes. And you can see, look, there's the white residue on the inside there. I'm not going to go through this box completely because I don't want to make this video too long, so we're going to put that one to the side, but we're just going to open this one up and kind of see what it looks like inside. And this is just another modern set. This is probably the second most common set that you'll see out there on the market right now, maybe the third most common set. You might see some hangers out there, and when you open them up, you have the same issue again, where it looks a little bit lighter on the left hand side. You can see where the glue would go in, and it would be one thing if this was like sticking here on the back side, but it's not sticking, so this glue doesn't go all the way through to kind of hold this crimp together. Where it's loose like that, it's loose all the way across. But this is another factory sealed case where you have this same thing on every single one. You can see where it's pressed in on every single pack. And that makes people concerned, especially because Vivid Voltage is not an easy set to find right now. It's not like there's a whole lot of it out there. There was a short print run of it to begin with, and then the massive reprint that we had ended up not being very massive, and now we have another very small reprint coming some point in April. So we'll see if anything changes on that. But I do think that the quality of Pokemon, as far as their product goes, needs to get a lot better. And then last but not least, so Darkness Ablaze, this is the set that started it all when I first started doing noticing, the different issues. And this would be from a different print run, I believe. So this would be from like the most recent print run that we've had of Darkness Ablaze. And I have not had as many issues with the recent print run as I did with the first print run with the Pokeball symbol rubbing off. But this one, I guess we got an unlucky one because there is some white stuff here. This one isn't quite as bad. It's a little bit more difficult. You can see inside. There's some white right there inside. So this powder stuff that comes off is very normal. But we'll open up this box and we'll just take a look and see what it looks like on the inside. But for the most part, guys, the big thing that I want you guys to understand is that just because you ordered, 10, 15 booster packs from somebody on, let's say, eBay, if they're modern sets and they have good ratings and things look legit, you're probably okay. If you see stuff like what we saw with Shining Fates, where you can noticeably see this glue at the top, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's resealed. Doesn't mean that it's tampered with at all. You can see this one also. It's the same thing in the light here. This one's actually kind of worse than what it's been, where it's more visible here. If I can get the glare a little bit better for you guys. It's right over here where it kind of just changes. There's color discoloration where you can see it hits. But it's definitely something that I hope Pokemon takes note of, because it's surely affecting things. Like, I know I've gotten a ton of, these crimps seem fine too. I've gotten a ton of messages, just people asking, hey, does this look legit? Does this look legit? And my first question is always, where did you purchase it from? Where did you purchase it from? And actually, a lot of times the response that I've been getting is I bought it from Toad. Honestly, if you're buying with Toad, they're a massive, massive company. Probably the biggest online retailer that there is out there when it comes to Pokemon cards or when it comes to trading card games. They're not going to be wasting their time repacking these sets. It's just not going to happen. The people who are going to be doing this are people who are really, really desperate for money, people who have very, very little product, and probably the people that are selling on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or some outlet like that, because they're doing a lot of damage to their own reputation by selling counterfeit products. So more so probably Facebook Marketplace, where they feel like they wouldn't be able to get in as much trouble, or somewhere like Mercari. The chances of somebody taking the time that it would take to reseal a $5 or $6 booster pack doesn't seem worth it at all to me. But there are people out there who are going to take advantage. Again, if you're somebody who's really looking at vintage right now, definitely be on the lookout. Be very wary of what's out there and be very, very careful. You definitely want to talk to somebody and consult with somebody who's had years of experience in purchasing, vintage Pokemon product or things like that, just because they are so ridiculously expensive right now. If you haven't checked out that video that PokeRev did recently, he showed some really good examples on eBay of counterfeit products that were being passed off on eBay. But ultimately, I just want to make sure that you guys are looking at everything closely and carefully, because I don't want you to invest a lot of money. I know some of these products are super expensive, and get something back that has been resealed or something that has been tampered with. But at the same time, I do want to make you aware that this is a quality control, a QC problem that Pokemon has been dealing with for quite some time now, and I hope it is getting addressed and that it does get better, because honestly, some of this stuff, it just looks real poor, and it's suspect for everybody. So with that, guys, thank you so much. I hope you were able to catch the promo code for the premium collections, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys so much for everything. I will see you next time. All right, peace.